A shocking scene unfolded just moments ago that has left millions of fans speechless. Jin, the eldest member of BTS, quietly appeared at Jungkook's apartment and handed him a mysterious gift that immediately brought the youngest member to tears. The silence of the delivery, the secrecy of the moment, and the raw emotion that followed have raised one burning question across the world. Why did Jin give Jungkook this particular gift, and what could it possibly mean? The weight of the moment cannot be overstated. Jin did not make a public statement, nor did he choose to dramatize the event in front of cameras. Instead, he opted for a private, intentional gesture that was revealed only through Jungkook's emotional reaction. Fans who have followed BTS for years know that these two share a deep connection, but the significance of this exchange suggests that something far greater lies behind it. Could this gift symbolize a promise, a hidden message, or perhaps a memory that only the two of them share? The most striking element of this event is the emotional collapse of Jungkook upon receiving it. He did not hide his tears, nor did he attempt to mask his reaction. The impact was immediate and overwhelming. In a world where idols are trained to maintain composure under pressure, this unguarded display has amplified the gravity of Jin's action. The fact that a single gesture was powerful enough to shatter Jungkook's self-control has only deepened the mystery. What was in that package, and why did it touch him so deeply? For Jin, this was a decisive move. He could have chosen convenience, sending the item through staff or allowing it to be managed by the machinery of the industry. Yet he didn't. He arrived in person, quietly and directly, delivering the gift himself. That choice alone tells us this was not an ordinary token. It was something he believed demanded his presence, his intention, and his personal touch. In a group where every action is scrutinized and every moment analyzed, Jin's deliberate decision is an act loaded with meaning. Fans are now torn between admiration and curiosity. Some argue that the gift must have been symbolic, something tied to the years they have spent together. Others speculate it could have been something entirely unexpected, an object representing encouragement or even a message about the future. What unites all these theories is the shared recognition that this was not casual. Jungkook's reaction confirms it. His tears were not performative. They were uncontrollable, triggered by something of immense significance. Observers note that Jin has always held a particular place in Jungkook's journey. From the very beginning, Jin was often described as a figure of stability and quiet strength, someone Jungkook could look up to and lean on. Over the years, their bond has been visible in subtle moments, words of advice, gestures of comfort, and displays of brotherhood. But this latest scene surpasses all of that. It is no longer just a matter of guidance. It is an act that appears to seal something deeply personal, perhaps even marking a turning point in their relationship as members and as brothers. The timing is also crucial. Why now? Why this exact moment? Fans point out that Jungkook's recent path has been marked by both intense public pressure and personal milestones. In that context, Jin's decision to act at this moment feels deliberate, almost as though he knew precisely when Jungkook would need it most. This is not a coincidence. It is a calculated gesture of love and support designed to strike at a moment of vulnerability. The unanswered question remains: what was inside the gift? Though no official details have emerged, speculation continues to dominate fan discussions. Was it a handwritten letter, carrying words that Jungkook had long needed to hear? Was it an object from their shared past, a reminder of where they began and how far they've come? Or was it something entirely new, a message about the road ahead and what the future might hold? The truth may never be revealed, but the secrecy only magnifies the significance. One thing is undeniable: the gesture has left an indelible mark. Fans worldwide have described their own emotional reactions to the news. some confessing to tears as they imagine the scene. It is a reminder that behind the spotlight, the music, and the carefully managed schedules, there are real human relationships, fragile, deep, and often invisible to the public eye. Jin's action pulled back that curtain, even if just for a moment, exposing a raw humanity that resonates far beyond the boundaries of fandom. IT is precisely this humanity that keeps BTS at the center of global attention. Their music, performances, and achievements are monumental, but what truly captivates fans is the authenticity of their bond. Every subtle glance, every small gesture, and now this mysterious gift, all feed into the narrative of a group whose relationships are just as powerful as their art. Jin's act of giving, paired with Jungkook's tears, has become a new chapter in that narrative, one that fans will replay, analyze, and hold on to for years to come. The mystery, of course, may never be solved publicly. Jin may never reveal what was inside, and Jungkook may choose to keep it private. But perhaps that is what makes this moment unforgettable. It is not about satisfying curiosity with an answer. It is about the weight of a gesture that spoke louder than any explanation could. The mystery itself is what keeps the story alive, what keeps fans engaged, and what transforms a simple act into an enduring legend within the BTS journey. In the end, the most important question is not what Jin gave, but why. Why did he choose to step into Jungkook's world quietly, with no cameras, and hand him something that broke him down in tears? Why did this happen now, at a time when the world is watching closely? And why does this moment feel so heavy with unspoken meaning? These questions linger without answers, leaving fans restless, emotional, and eager for more. For now, the world is left with a single unforgettable image: Jungkook in tears, holding a mysterious gift from Jin. That image alone, stripped of explanation, is enough to echo across the globe. It is a reminder that even in silence, the deepest emotions can be communicated. And perhaps that was Jin's intention all along, to say everything without saying a word. The question that now arises is not only about the meaning of Jin's mysterious gift to Jungkook, but about the authenticity of the entire story itself. Did this event truly happen in the way it has been described? Or are we as an audience being drawn into a narrative carefully designed to provoke emotion and attract attention? Can we be absolutely certain that Jungkook truly broke down in tears because of a secret gesture? Or is this image one that exists primarily in the imagination of media platforms seeking engagement? In an era where information circulates with extraordinary speed, the boundaries between fact and fabrication are increasingly blurred. What we consume is often mediated through fragmented sources, short clips on TikTok, unverified fan accounts on Twitter, speculative commentary on YouTube, and headlines designed to trigger curiosity rather than deliver verified truth. Are we, then, participating in the spread of a deeply personal moment between two artists? Or are we amplifying a construction that may not withstand the test of fact-checking? It is crucial to ask, what evidence do we truly have of this so-called private encounter? Was Jin genuinely seen entering Jungkook's apartment? Or is this merely the result of rumors that gain momentum the moment they are repeated? Was Jungkook actually crying because of Jin's gift? Or are these details exaggerated to create a dramatic effect? And if the event did occur, why was it so quickly reported across fan communities without substantial verification? Could the immediacy itself be a sign of how sensationalism now dominates the way stories about BTS are told? Such questions are not designed to diminish the emotional power of the narrative, but to remind us of the responsibility we all share as consumers of information. Are we willing to take a step back and scrutinize the source? Or do we prefer to surrender to the emotions such stories generate? The tension between desire for truth and hunger for drama is what keeps events like these alive in the global imagination. Yet should we not pause and ask, to what extent is our emotional response being manipulated? Consider how easily content circulates in today's ecosystem. A single anonymous post can ignite thousands of discussions. A brief video clip can shape entire headlines, and speculative claims can be repackaged as news. If our only sources are unverified social media accounts, do we not risk building our understanding of reality upon foundations of sand? If this is the case, then perhaps the story of Jin's mysterious gift is less about what was given and more about how narratives are constructed, shared, and consumed in an environment where fact often takes a back seat to sensation. This brings us to a more uncomfortable question. Do we, as readers and fans, sometimes want these stories to be true regardless of evidence? Do we, perhaps subconsciously, prefer the emotional satisfaction of imagining Jungkook in tears over the sober task of verifying whether the incident occurred at all? And if so, what does that say about the way fandom culture has evolved in the digital age? Are we seeking reality, or are we complicit in the creation of myth? None of this is to say that the story must necessarily be false. It is entirely possible that Jin did deliver such a gift and that Jungkook's tears were genuine. But the challenge lies in the absence of certainty. Without verifiable sources, without clear documentation, and without statements from the individuals themselves, what we are left with is a narrative shaped by desire, repetition, and amplification. Should this not remind us that skepticism is as important as admiration? Therefore, we must ask ourselves, do we treat this article and others like it as reliable reflections of reality, or as potential hoaxes designed to capitalize on the intensity of global fandom? When confronted with powerful emotions, do we have the discipline to resist blind belief and instead demand evidence? Or have we entered a cultural moment where belief itself, even without evidence, is the driving force of global attention? The responsibility now rests with us, the audience. We must decide whether we will continue to engage uncritically, allowing ourselves to be swept away by waves of sensational headlines, or whether we will exercise restraint, reflection, and skepticism. In doing so, we not only protect ourselves from manipulation, but we also honor the truth, however elusive it may be. The mystery of Jin's gift to Jungkook is, without doubt, compelling. But perhaps the greater mystery is not the content of the gift itself, but the way such stories emerge, spread, and dominate global conversation. Are we witnesses to reality, or are we participants in the construction of fantasy? That is the question that every fan, every reader, and every consumer of media must answer for themselves.